start with 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Punter Show post-tournament Doncaster Derby Day, day one of the championships. Glenn Pollock, Mark Lamborn, hello there.
G'day, Dale.
Dallas Baker, and just a couple of inches at Randwick just to keep things going.
Beautiful, beautiful. We should say we're going to be very quick here because Aaron has done a great job in letting us know the batteries for the camera have been charged and he kept hold of the charger. So
he is a fucking retard.
He is. I thought you were starting to get on with him quite well, but he just has the ability to retard.
We've got photos of him here out with Shinny and Robbie Farah.
Yeah.
Muscles popped up.
And Chris Lawrence there. Yeah, that's right.
Bloke?
Any
Who's that? Where's the other bloke?
Chris Lawrence, isn't it?
Who's it?
Doesn't he play footy?
I don't know.
There it is.
There he is.
Rather than providing you punters with the camera that's charged,
poor little
Aaron
Blake looks like a toothpick between Robbie
he's
Farah.
the old-fashioned hooker, isn't he? Who was that? The real little hooker who played in the under-20s or the 3 grades in the grand final? Was it Chris Whiter or something like that? Just in George? All 3 grades. Got on all of them.
There he is.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Okay. Okay. Back to the Saturday tournament. Glenn, we'll start with that.
Yeah, I'm a North. I bombed out, so I had a couple of ribeyes, no good me. But like I thought, the leader's running on 100,000.
Yeah.
So Sean Burns up there, well done.
Sean's leading. The other one I got the text message from Glenn, we haven't mentioned it. Let's make this show today brought to you by our old mate, the Battler.
Oh, is the Battler up there?
The Battler's up there. He's hitting about 6.
Isn't he, the Battler? He just like bobs up there.
He just pops up the Battler.
We haven't mentioned the Battler for a while. For those who don't know, the Battler, it's hard to call him the Battler now because he is Sydney's #1 greyhound racing caller in Timmy Newbold. But he used to get a lot of mentions on the show when he was really the Battler.
Yeah, when he got on the 300,000 year, I dropped off.
Yeah, exactly. But do you want to bring him back just for this week, the Battler?
Well done, Battler. I didn't know you were so far up there on the tournament.
He's one person you actually do like. One of the few people you do
like. To all
like.
of us that have gone back to North, we recharge on 10,000 next Saturday, so we're in it. I mean, we're still in it.
Everyone's in the fight, aren't they?
It's not like someone's at 600,000, and I thought that'd be the way people are going to get to 100,000, and then you're going to drop off your betting because you won't know how to position yourself, because we're playing for $250,000. It's a lot of money.
Plenty of money for second and third. So I think the advice, Glenn, is to get yourself. How many rebuys? Is it 2 or 3 rebuys this week?
2 this week.
2. I'd get yourself in a position you can rebuy because you're going to be.
You go for it.
Yeah, it's not out of sight. That's for sure.
I'm like on 0 with everybody in front of me, and I feel like I'm a 40 chance.
Yeah, but you're not back last. You're just off the pace.
That's
I'm
right.
only 100,000 behind.
Yeah.
Which is funny, Like. I did have 1,000 on Bagara or something. It jumped over the rise 150 to 1 there, leading by 6. Cat goes back to the inside. Good work, Cat. Not that it would have won, but ran out the skip.
The only leader at Rose Hill to win.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
leaders.
Yeah, fair enough.
1,900 back the mile.
Fair point.
But it looks a great tournament.
But you'll have more with it with Aaron once we can get it back, and then the camera will be charged.
If this camera drops out, I won't be doing the tournament shows. There'll be no more driving Miss Macy. Oh, it's just done that, Dal. What's that mean?
No, that's fine. We're all right at the moment, as long as that bar at the top keeps going and doesn't go down too much more. Right. When it goes off, it's a problem. Anyway, yeah, okay. We'll have more on the tournament, obviously, with your videos and your Gus Gould impersonation. There'll be another one. That was very good.
That's pretty good.
People love that. How good was it?
Did you?
I did actually watch it. I thought, wow, he's done a great job here. He could get picked up.
Picked up when?
Well, because you actually.
Blokes.
No, you didn't seem to.
I look like an outside.
Didn't seem to have a script.
I didn't have a script.
He didn't have. Right? Glenn's going to have a script.
No, I know, but I'm just saying you didn't seem to have a script, and yet it flowed beautifully.
There you go. Outside centre.
Yeah.
Straight down the outside. There I was.
Fletcher, he's out wide.
He's
out wide.
But a couple of pros are up the top, and then a couple of and like I'm also cheering the mug because everyone's been a bit dirty. I call the mugs, but I think they're mugs. Like,
yeah.
People at home are pretty intelligent.
The recreationals.
The recreationals. I mean, the recreationals get barred as well as the pros.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I love the. We haven't mentioned the Ladbrokes ad, have we? Available to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Blah blah blah. It was actually good because I was able to try to get the message across to Denise, who I'm explaining to, like how it all works. And a lot of people out there, the rank and file, just can't get their head around it. Yeah. And I said, here it is. Here is available to everybody, every day,
every race.
Bang. Apart from that if you've ever backed a winner in your life, don't bother.
All right. Anyway, so the tournament's going good.
Okay. Well, let's talk about. We'll get going. Man of the match, John Walter. Huge day. Came home with the last 100 to 1 winner as units on it, as well as having the quaddy $60,000 quaddy as he suggested.
He's very good at that.
Now I can tell you why that he found that.
Dr. JW. Yes.
Is that he said it was the old Mark Lamborn formula. If you liked.
If you like Rainbow Park.
If you like Rainbow Park,
same race.
This is SP around the same price. One's $10.
It's actually started shorter.
Started shorter.
Yeah. Well,
one's 100.
Even I had 10,500 a place cry for tier, which got beaten a link the other places again out of the same race.
Yeah.
Not because I could have any tips, it was 80 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and
How was
you could have easily went the other
The
way.
stable absolutely fine.
It's an amazing showcase for racing Saturday because you had, for example, that last race where everybody's shaking their head going, how can that possibly happen? A horse that runs last at Kembla beaten 30 lengths wins a race like that, you know? I mean,
What's a horse?
it's a horse, and not just that. It's a horse, and what sort of race is that every year? It's like
Every year.
It's just a complete.
20 years ago, Glenn Pollard would have marked that horse favourite.
Yeah.
Beat 31 lengths, I would have gone, oh, well, there's the first horse I'm back.
Yeah, exactly.
Not these days.
Exactly.
No.
But it's a horse that's come through that had a mathematical probability against its name the previous start
That's
in
right.
its odds.
That's right.
So it's gone from being, for whatever reason, it hasn't
price
turned up.
traded on the field was 170.
There's a 20% chance to a...
We had
1%
this somehow weirdly cult horse, Tarzino. I don't know how it got its cult status, but we had Tarzino running $1.65 and just showing
$1.65 taken on the fair.
just showing how ludicrous that was.
That
We had
trade.
Winx being better than Black Caviar. Fair dinkum, she is the best horse I've seen.
Oh,
Wink's the best horse you've ever seen.
Fucking, like Black Caviar just went around at $1.10 every start. What's that? What's that mean?
yeah, it means that she's too
What?
dominant.
I must have been- Winx has been even the last two.
I've so underrated Winks. Like, what a good horse it is.
Like,
Oh,
and
we knew
she's-
we weren't going to get a beat on Saturday, did we? When we saw her parade, and she was just gone from doing a couple of things wrong to be absolutely.
So the rider was off in the parade, and the Donny was on in the parade.
She was the last two starts. She was showing like the three back. We both came out and gone, oh, we might be getting something here.
Can we not talk about Winks?
We got to go. I'll get you a mask.
Is it
and
the
a
best
hat.
horse you've ever seen?
She didn't travel and run there. Didn't travel and
No.
run. Happy Clubber had a completely cold.
Yeah. And Ascadelia was on her back.
Yeah, and she
Can't be the
just,
best horse you've ever seen.
she just went. The Doncaster is a famous
Better than
race.
Takeover Target.
Oh, better than Takeover Target. Yeah, Takeover Target's
Better than Just
a
Ideal.
great favourite. Better than Just Ideal. Just Ideal won a Doncaster.
Better than Donegal Miss?
No one's better. Actually, there's the connection, the Peter Thomas connection. He was.
Yeah, there was.
He paid the price of the Donegal Miss.
He's a good man.
A lot of people have asked about the Donegal Miss story. We might have to tell it again sometime, Glenn.
And then you had of course, the prelude to the day, which is the security and
Yeah.
the security approaching some.
We will obviously get right into the talking about the race, but there was one issue there was a lot of issues on course, and I think there's a lot of things that we need to talk about the whole on-course situation that we're seeing at Randwick at the moment, which just isn't right. But this is a real sad thing to hear, isn't it, Glenn? That Mark, you want to explain it?
Completely indicative.
Look, and there is
always.
always two sides to the story, but this is the side of the story that we have got, and no reason. I mean, there'll obviously be parts of it that might
Let's
be
get
a
on
little
it.
bit wrong.
Let's get on
Go,
it.
Mark, tell a story.
So, Country Bookie brings his two teenage
Harold
sons.
Baker.
Yeah, then brings his two teenage sons to the races. They're sitting at one of the tables, I believe.
Let's just, when we say sons, like not 7 and 5, 16 and 13.
Yeah.
Teenage sons. Yeah.
Pretty good age. Oh, you said teenagers, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry. 16 and 13. Well, 16 is only an adult. You can drive. 13, if you're in the bush, you're nearly rooting at that age. Like, it's a pretty adult age, 16 and 13.
Yeah, but they made the terrible mistake of looking at the form sitting at the table.
They had a form guide.
They were reading.
They were reading the form guide.
So they're going, oh, Dad, show us about that. Oh, that's so interesting.
Getting involved.
Then they get asked to leave by the security for looking at form guides.
I don't know if they got asked to leave, but they got.
Well,
pinched
they were
somehow.
questioned. They were questioned about it, and I think somewhere along the line that Harold might have mentioned, I was just going to plan on leaving the kids here, and I'll go in the members for a little bit because I think the whole area.
Because he's being interviewed about his movements for the day.
And they said, rightio, that's it, off you go. Off, of course, you go.
So if we...
Because a
Every
big
kid-
factor in it was the kids were reading a form
If
guide.
every kid that comes to track under 18,
Allegedly.
how do we ever going to have anyone come to track?
Well, okay, now...
Show interest in racing.
Yep.
How are we going to have strappers, stable hands, jockeys?
Yep.
How
How many strappers are under 18?
Are the only people ever going to be trainers? Are they going to be trainers' children?
Punters. Who's going to be punted now?
I mean, James Cummings does a good job because he's, How are we going
He
to
had
have
a chance.
How are we going to have old mate who just likes the idea of hearing thoroughbreds run round in a circle?
Well,
It's something that has to be addressed because I know the place is licensed. I know there's two sides to the story, but
change that.
that's fucked up.
That's just wrong.
The underline, the worst thing is, kids reading a form guide, that's not a good look.
Exactly. That's awful. That's disgusting.
not
You're immersing yourself in this filthy thing called gambling. We've got to stop this. That's what we saw on Saturday is the symptom. That is the disease, and that comes back to a lot of the things that we mentioned. I had a good chat with Rob about this on the way in, and he's in total agreement with it too. Is that as an industry, we've been put into the collective basket of filthy, dirty poker machines. And I think that is because we've tried to remove ourselves from saying that wagering is the core of our business. Now, I know wagering is hard to promote in 2016. It's different to that, and because, you know, punting and all that, and we are going to be having walking helmets soon, Glenn, as you know.
I'll be checking out before the job.
But it's not far off. We have come to the stage of that.
Yeah,
but that they just can't hide from the fact now that we are a wagering industry, and that is 80 to 90% of where the funding comes from. And so embrace it and do it properly. But and I think that's indicative of where we are, and that. But kids being kicked out, being looking at a form, but that's where that comes from.
Back to the security, they are without doubt. I mean, the blokes who seem to run the security, the two Adams, are terrific, affable people. But the undercurrent, I mean,
the goons.
Yeah, but can I come back to that, Glenn? And Mark, can I come back to that? Is that they have been like that, and we've been saying that for a long time, and I'm sure visually the people from the administrative as well would be seeing this, and they would have had a lot of complaints, and it's been going on for year after year after year.
Why doesn't it change?
Look, security, I suppose the nature of security is going to be that, but the ultimate responsibility comes from the people who are putting on the show, that being the ATC and that being Racing New South Wales, whatever you want to call it. So I think it's fine to flippantly say that they're goons and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day...
No, not flippantly.
No, you're saying, you know, but at the end of the...
fat, hairy... European goons.
But I think at the end of the day, they're allowed. What they're doing has been allowed to prosper from the people who are actually employing them or hiring that company, being the ATC. So the ATC has to have their ultimate responsibility for that, and the ultimate responsibility for that kid getting kicked off course, or those kids getting kicked off course. Mind you, they had come down from the country, they had stayed at a hotel, they had paid all that price for the main reason of going to the races. Another group, a lot of people will be rushing back to go to the races. That ultimate responsibility has to come back to the club.
Sure does, but interestingly, see, the club doesn't actually earn the money that it gets.
No, that's right.
Right? That's why this has happened. There's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
The club gets paid by somebody else who earns the money. The tab. So, straight away, you're able to present that you actually aren't involved in that business because someone else is earning that money. Someone else gets the rap for the dirty side, and you're there going like, look at this beautiful thing we're putting on society.
And it doesn't really filter back through as well too. Okay, so on that, and talking about that, 22,000 people on Derby Day. I know the debate is that previously Derby Day was on Easter Saturdays, but I'm pretty sure we've had a Derby Day outside of Easter Saturday.
40,000.
Yeah,
it must have been the bad
the weather perfect. And the boys on the radio are mentioning when Sam McGill took over $8 million day. That's not that long ago.
No.
There was 40 to 50,000 on course.
It's a dozen years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's not that long ago. We're not dredging back into the history books.
That's a colossal failure when you think that Events New South Wales and Racing New South Wales have done nothing but promote this.
Yeah, that's right. And this is at the cost of a Golden Slipper crowd. It's at the cost of Easter Saturday racing. And I understand the KPI, key performance indicator, for the crowd is 20,000. Now, forgetting about racing and looking at the money that the New South Wales government has put into it, that KPI of $20,000, I would have thought as a New South Wales taxpayer you're entitled to blow up and say, well, with all the money that we're spending, how is 20,000?
Half a crowd.
How is that a fair KPI? If they spent that amount of money promoting West Tigers playing Parramatta, they'd get 100,000.
I know the answer. And the answer is, we're still going.
Oh, we're still going, but we have, big hello to Aaron. I think we're about to die, but anyway, that's all right.
Exorbitant prices.
Yeah.
Exorbitant food prices. You got the goon squad walking around, and if you smile, they walk you off the course.
Yeah.
We've got racecourse security on horseback in canters going through the crowd. I walked down Rosehill the other day, and they were cantering up the thing. How that racecourse security is on four legs in the crowd. If you're out there and you're a bit willing and you want to come and throw yourself under a horse and get 100,000, I can help you. I'll push you in it. I'll push you straight under the horse. Right. Because that is just going to be the biggest disaster of all time.
Oh, potentially.
So everything about the racetrack is unpleasant.
Well, there's a quote here from Chapo who said in a tweet, I totally agree what he said, as simple as it sounds, how many reasons can be listed that's advantageous for an engaged punter to be on course?
But they're actually not trying to attract punters. So
but Mark, they're not attracting
the helicopter shot.
They're not attracting the party goer anymore. The party goer is a trendy thing, and that was they grew on that to probably about 5 years ago. Now that you know, a trendy bar 2 years ago isn't a trendy bar now.
No,
it moves on.
No.
The trendy crowd, they had,
can't rely on
they paid
Are we going here?
150,000. No, we're still going.
Still going.
150,000 for
Going
Ronan Keating to be there.
Did you see him? He was 4'2".
Yeah, Ronan Keating, 100.
So you know that. You know that Tom Cruise is this big, and all
Yeah,
those.
you said a lot of, you've said every.
Ronan Keating.
Yeah, 150,000.
He went out with shorts and long socks.
Yeah, but 150,000 for that, Glenn. What are you saying on that? Like, I mean, and also by him
So
being
who
there,
paid that? The ATC or Racing to the Wales?
I'm not sure, but by
events.
him being there, you lost 20% of the coverage of the theatre of the horse and a lot of access.
No,
which
you
also,
lost a lot more than 20% for the theatre.
Yeah.
We lost about 40%.
Oh right, so your vision was impaired by.
No.
They
had
cut
the
they cut it all
stage.
because they had musical stuff
Yeah.
ready for the end of the
I reckon somebody from the ATC would have got a good spray from Gay.
So, what we saw the.
So we had the theatre of horse.
So what do we see? The 17 fillies or 16? Or 16 in races 4 and
The horses
5.
were alright.
The horses were fine.
The viewing area for the public,
Yeah.
like it's a velodrome of a grandstand.
Yeah.
A third of it was cut off. You couldn't
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for Old Mate after the last.
Yeah. So
See two
I
sides.
know.
So the whole idea of the theatre of the horse, opening up the horse to it. No. Well, hang on. If Ronan Keating's here, we need this mixing desk over here, which takes the front row out there. We need that one over there gone with the stage.
Right.
And then so where it's all those days. Thankfully, there was only 22,000 because on those big days, it can be hard getting around, and it can be also an occupational health and safety risk when people like me and Glenn are running through very quickly to do our work and have to avoid people with drinks on the thing, and also then avoid sound equipment.
Yeah, it's gone. It's just completely gone. It was remarkably comfortable in the betting ring on Saturday.
It was remarkably
Yeah.
comfortable. That was good.
For a big
That was the flip side.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and you know, Rose Hill
Rose Hill
last.
anyone over.
He tried, but he couldn't.
He's improved his game 10 pence. I've got to give him a rate. He's starting to walk now. Old 10 pence.
Well, he's got support. He's got Terry Copper, you know,
Yeah, he's
to
got,
do some.
because they've got about 5 groundsmen now. Anyone out there with half a brain wants a job, Dr. Nick, old boy.
Oh, that's a good rap for Terry the Copper.
Oh no, except Terry. I'm in on the ground.
Hello, you a Terry V baseball?
Oh, he's sweet. He's
Yeah,
alright.
he's
He knows what he's doing.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, we've spoken about that. The other thing that I want to mention too, and I have put a call in to actually, I'm doing the right thing here, boys. New year, just trying to be a little bit more calm about things and
Creative.
There is a person, unfortunately, who has the title on his job description on the ATC. Responsible for TVs, blah 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 blah, all the things that are driving us mad. I'm going through it. I'm going, oh geez, that Adam, because you know Adam, he's a really nice bloke. I'm saying, oh, please don't be you. I don't want to have a go at you.
Not out of security.
No.
He's a nice
bloke. I'm thinking, oh geez, your brief might be this, and I got down and I got, sorry Matt, whatever your last name is, you're mine this week, baby. So there's a bloke whose role is to get the TVs right on course.
Right, so why is it so hard? Like they spent a lot of money on that display, that series of displays next to the bookies, and it's never.
That's a lot of money. It's millions of dollars.
Ever worked?
It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked in its entirety for one meeting, Mark. Ever. One meeting. We've been to a lot of meetings in the new grandstand, and it hasn't worked properly once.
That's right. And then I was forced, because it was actually the only screen that was showing the races live, as opposed to on delay all the other screens. And it's got that.
It's now got a fault in it. Yeah.
got a line through it.
It's got that conniption.
The horse sort of comes at the other horse and it comes out of the picture. Almost.
It's like those mazes you had with the mirrors. You know, you walk better, you be a fat bloke, and then you be a real skinny bloke. Your horse is fat, then it's skinny, then it's not there, then it's 6 in front.
Yeah.
It's even worse watching the Melbourne races there because it's right at the key point.
Was there anything good about the day? The racing was pretty good.
Yeah, the racing was good. It was great. It had everything. The racing.
We had really good horses.
Well, as you said, even you said, the start of the day, which was a dead heat. He said it's a pretty exciting start, but I couldn't be excited by it because I'm watching the races there. I'm on a stern, and I'm relying on sort of Darren telling me what's going on. That TV there might be on time, but it's a head-on shot.
Have you seen the head-on yet, Dal?
No. But
I'll
just finish though, but I'm watching this race here. I know it's a close finish. I'm getting excited, but I know the race is already run and won. By the time I'm getting there and I'm hearing Darren's inflections, thinking of Stern's getting there, I'm thinking, but you're not Mark Sheen, so I can't. And I just that's race one for me.
I'll tell you what you were hoping that race was.
Right.
You were hoping that race was, I promise you, to have got beat.
Was it? Good.
Oh, that's why there wasn't a protest.
Yeah.
There
if
wasn't
it
a
got beat,
protest because it was a
would have
dead
been uphill
heat.
for sure.
Oh, is that right?
Well, say it gets beaten that far.
Yeah.
It cost itself about that much.
Yeah.
How there's no protest is just a biggest joke of all time. If he'd run second, James McDonald goes, "Oh, I'll have a look at that." Because of the start of the championship, they even came back to scale.
Oh, they're hugging each other.
They're hugging each other.
Shinny
with
and
horses.
James. Yeah.
Let's all be mates. It's the best result of all time for myself and my punters to get half our ticket, because we shouldn't have. It should have been uphill for sure.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
Well, yeah,
there are the mate there where they're hugging and that. They say, well, you know, any chance of dropping Aaron at the races and getting him to take the power cord with you?
Yeah, old mate. Are we still got power?
I think what's happened actually, the battery's run out, but because we've got it plugged in the computer, it's running off power. So I think we might be okay.
Okay, let's just see how we go.
All right, okay. All right, let's start talking more about the racing then. So I suppose that's it. Hopefully we can speak to somebody and get the TVs thing, because again, for anybody who's betting on horses and doing that and not
Well, let's
just...
go through it just that day. We need to get the TVs fixed.
TVs.
All the electronics fixed.
Yep.
We need to all security staff and get some people out there that are human.
Yep.
We need to get rid of the horses on security, cantering around the parade ring, because someone's going to get 10 minutes.
No, we need more of them because we want to see the compo.
The compo could ruin the whole game. We don't need 3-foot Irishmen, ex-little elves singing, taking away half the theatre of the horse. They built the theatre of the horse for the theatre of the horse.
It was too small in the first place.
Yeah. So let's not give away 40% for a bloke who's this high. He only needs about this much room. Right.
And